Hello folks, we're out again. It's so nice to be out. This is obviously the first hunt since the lockdown. So it's a lovely sunny day, very warm. I've had to take my jacket off already, I'm roasting. I'm back up in the hills again, and this is some old ridge and furrow. It's not farmed anymore, it's just used for grazing the sheep and the horses. The horses are down there. They do have access to this field back look of it, so I'm going to have to keep my eye out, because I think one of them can be a little bit jittery now and then. Right, let's see what we can find today then. Right, we've got a 12-13 signal down here. Oh, by the way, I'm using field 2 today, iron bias 1, recovery speed 4, because I need to get fairly deep in this ridge and furrow, I think. Obviously there's lots of iron, as you would expect, but let's see what this one is. Let's grab a handful, see if a bit, oh there we are. That's looking like a button to me. It's got a bit of design to it, which is quite nice. This is actually my third signal that I dug up. The first one was a 2p coin in the field to the side of me, and a piece of lead which was quite deep, just ordinary bit of scrap lead. Now there's no sign of a shank to that. It actually looks quite nice, that. I'm not sure what that is. That could even, is it silver? Probably not, probably not. I'm just walking along the very top edge of this field. About 20-ish, but it does jump up and down a little bit. Right, it's a bit of a cleaner signal now, sort of up to 22. It's quite rocky up at the top end here, so hopefully the finds are going to be fairly shallow, and maybe there might be some nice ones here and there. It's out. What is it? Oh, what's that? Ah. Now that looks familiar. I'm guessing that's not going to be very old, but I do know I've seen something on the PAS site. Some of the Roman stuff has this kind of shape, but I don't think this is Roman. But I'd love to be wrong. No, I think it's probably more recent. Right, I'll bag it up and we'll crack on over in that direction there. We had another 16-17 signal here. I was really expecting it to be another one of those bullet cartridges casings, but it's similar but not quite. It's we've got a little musket ball. It's flattened around the edges, so it could possibly have been fired, that one. Yeah, 16-17, not very deep, 3 or 4 inches. I'm still at the top of the field. We've got a 20 signal here. Not very deep again. Could be something modern, or it might not be. Could be anything really, couldn't it? Let's be honest. Could be a coin, could be another bullet casing. Is it out? No. Ah, there we are. Sounds like lead. Oops, sorry guys, there you go. It's a button, I think, a lead button. Yep. I'm sorry for the camera work, I'm looking over the top of the phone and obviously I'm wandering off with the focus. So, it's a beautiful day. Yeah, the jacket's off, it's getting warm. I've had a 13 signal down here, probably 4 or 5 inches deep. I've got a thimble by the look of it. Just flipped it out. I've got a double thimble. Thimble. Two, are there 2 together? It is, it's 2 thimbles, one inside the other. That one's got a hole in it. That's a bit odd. Yeah, we've got a double thimble there, that's very strange that. 2 in 1. Oh well. There aren't many signals so far. Quite a lot of iron. It's obviously quite tough going up and down this ridge and furrow at the top of the hill there. The horses are still in the field down below me, thankfully. They seem to be okay at the moment. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm trying out a microphone plugged in, a lavalier microphone. Yeah, anyway, so a double thimble, that's a first for me. Right, we've got a signal going up to about 24 there. Not very deep. That's actually a similar signal to that 2p coin I got earlier on. So I'm not going to build my hopes up. I've got to dig it. Okay, I know it's still in the hole. Aha, there we go. Looks a lot like a harness ring. Yep. 23, 24 signal thereabouts. Sorry guys, I keep going out of the shot, don't I? It's a harness ring. I've just been digging a 16, 17 signal, 7 inches deep, and it was actually, what I pinpointed was on a big old square nail just about here. And I checked the hole, and the 16, 17 signal was still down there in the corner. And we have, oops, a lump of lead. It's not a musket ball, it's the wrong size for that, it's far too big. I don't think it's a steelyard work because I can't see any holes in either end. Looks a little bit, the shape wise, I've seen some Roman slingshots on the PAS site. I'm wondering if it could be one of those. Sort of a similar sort of oval egg shape. It may not be, but it could just be some sort of lead weight that I can't think of. But I am wondering if it's a slingshot of some sort. And maybe you guys might know if you found them before. It's got that kind of shape to it. From what I can recall, I'll have to double check and make sure, but can't think what else that would be. Yeah, that's alright, it's a nice little find that. I've got a little 19 signal there. Right, it's still in the hole. It's corner somewhere. Oh, there we are, it's there. That looks like a button. Oh well, that's a shame, but it's a button. It's something anyway. Yeah, some sort of livery button, I think. It may even be one of those military buttons. Can't quite tell. Not at the moment. Anyway, I'll give that a clean later on. I'm not going to scratch it about now. Yeah, I think I can see a crown there and a lion at the bottom. And there does appear to be some text along the outside. Yep, copper button. Great. Right, got a signal here. What was it reading? So 18 up to low 20s. Quite shallow. I'll flip the top over, and this is what I can see. Not touched them yet. I say M because it looks like it could be 2 items, possibly buttons, or that could just be corrosion. No, that's just corrosion. Yeah, so it must be that. Ah, there we are, look. Yep. It's off the side of that. Yeah, it's got to be a button, isn't it? That must be the underside, I think. Yeah, looks like it. So it's a silvered button. Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely lovely. There's a nice cool breeze now, which is helping me a lot actually. And a really loud signal here. Quite a shallow one. About 20s, mid-20s. Anyway, I think it's a top off a paraffin lamp, an oil lamp. Seen better days, hasn't it? Well, I wasn't going to film this. It was a very loud 24 signal, and it's showing us just below the surface. Well, no, that's wrong. 2 segments, so about, what's that, 10 centimetres? I can see something green in the corner there. I'm wondering if it might be a buckle. It would be nice if it was. I did find a very small one in the next field across there quite a while back. A lovely little buckle actually. This might not be, I could be wrong. I mean, could be. Yeah, it is, I think. Yeah, that's a buckle, definitely a buckle. Quite misshapen, but quite big there, isn't it? Just checking on the horses. Yeah, you can see where the pins would have gone through the side, and that side there, and there. Yeah, copper buckle. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. As bent as it is, I'm pleased with that. I've walked a few yards from that last find, that little buckle, and we've got an 18 signal down here. I'm filming it, I'm expecting it to be a button. I'm filming it just in case it isn't. Because if I don't film it, it'll be something nice. If I do film it, it's probably going to be a button, but I might as well film it and I'll delete this clip afterwards, can't I? So, where are you? That's a penknife. Yeah. Pocket knife. Is that it? But it's not a button. Oh god, my legs are aching now. I've had a couple of pocket knives now, and they've both been in a bit of a state, unfortunately. The previous one to this was from around about 1920. Quite a bit chunkier than this one. I guess this one isn't going to be as old as that. No, nowhere near. Well, I'm sure you can see I've switched fields yet again. I'm actually just come down to a different permission. I thought I'd have a couple of hours on here. I was hoping the ground was going to be softer, but it's not. It's probably worse than before. It's just absolutely rock hard. I've just dug up a 20 signal down here. Thank goodness it was only shallow. And it's this odd looking thing here. It might have a bit of age to it going by the colour of it. I don't know what it is. It's fairly hefty actually. Feels like could be bronze or copper or something. Looking at this edge here, I'm not sure if it's been folded or whether there's a hole through one side. Can't quite tell. Looks almost like a rim off something, off a pot, or but this hole's got me a bit confused. I've logged the coordinates for that and I'll try and find out what it is, but I'm not very hopeful, to be fair. If you have any ideas, please do let me know. I think that's going to be a puzzling one, that. Yeah, strange one. I'm down in the bottom of this field. This is all stubble and stuff that's regrown from last year. It hasn't been planted. It's just gone wild. So I don't know if the field's been set aside for this year or whether it's going to be ploughed up again. Hopefully it will be. I've just been wandering down the bottom of the field and I've had a 22 signal and flipped the sod over and there it is. Looks a bit crusty. Ugh. But I believe we've got a coin, I think, of some sort. Yeah, I'm not going to rub that too much. I'm going to I'll just let that dry out and well, it's dry already, but I'll have a go at that with a toothpick when I get home. I think it's a coin. I suppose it could be a button. I'm not sure. Or a token or something. There's some definite pattern to it. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Right guys, let's show you the bits and pieces that we found. It was hard going. The ground was it was just solid. It was a real chore. I'm due out again in a couple of days' time, but I'm sort of in two minds as to whether I should go, really. I'll decide at the weekend. Might get a bit of rain before then. Well, here's the junk. Broken penknife, bits of scrap, bullet casings, shotties, iron ring off a fence post, I think there. Somewhat off a farming implement. That's what I think was part of an oil lamp, paraffin lamp. So plenty of junk. The other bits and pieces. So lead button, that one there. Harness ring. I said at the time I don't think it was very old, but it may actually be older than I thought it was at the time. It's quite crudely cast. So yeah, I'm not sure with that. A couple of thimbles stuck inside each other. A musket ball. Excuse me. Fired. A button there with a big hole in the top. But that would have been quite nice, that. It's got two dogs on it, one of them laying down. Can't find an ID on that at the moment. This button here is the, let me remember, East Riding of Yorkshire, Imperial Yeomanry, and they were formed in 1902. Now they actually merged with some other forces and they became the Queen's Own Yeomanry, which I joined in the, when was that? Early 1980s, I think. It was a territorial army at the time. A twopence from 1975. The coin right at the end. Unfortunately, it's had it, but I'm fairly sure it's a George II halfpenny, I think. But it's completely had it. I've tried to clean it up, but it's not having it. That there is a part of a copper or bronze pot. Difficult to date these. I could date from various ages, from way back up to sort of post-medieval, so don't know. A pot mend, lead pot mend there. Various other buttons. That thing there, it's just, well, I'm not sure what it is. It could be a button, but that's the back of it. Not sure really. These two handles are both post-medieval, so sort of 1650, 1850, something like that. Harness buckle. Another buckle there. Shame it's bent really. It's quite a big one, that. Otherwise not in bad condition. What was that? Another furniture fitting. Best find for me was that. Turns out it is a slingshot. So quite probably Roman, but somebody else on Twitter did mention that it could even be Celtic. Sorry, I've just got back from walking Holly and my throat's a bit dry. So yeah, a slingshot. That's the first one of those I found. So a couple of 1,000 years old, possibly even older. So there we go. So that's the bits and pieces, guys. So thank you very much for watching the video, and we'll catch you all on the next hunt. Until then, take care.